right? Loves his team, loves the win. What are your thoughts on those words from Shanahan?
I feel bad because they lied to him. You know what I equate this to? It's like kids at recess when you get in trouble and you're like, we better kind of smear the truth a little bit. Big Dom, should he have put his hands on, no. But he's breaking up a fight here. It's not like he put his hands in his face. He's not taunting him. And if he said something, let me tell you something right now. That sideline every single week, the most foul things are coming from the opponent's sideline.
Right.
That's nothing new here. So the guy's going to break up a fight, and I wouldn't call it a punch. I'm not sure what it was. He bops a guy in the face a little bit. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a little much ado about nothing, but hey, they got Dom out of there, so I couldn't help him on the sideline.
I'll say this. As a guy who has half Italian, I'm not sure if I'm Dre Greenlaw, I want to be messing with a Philadelphia man named Big Dom with an Italian flag on the side of his head.
No, I tend to think that's good overall advice for life, for people in general. We talked last week, Luke, about whether the Niners being a 3-point favorite on the road was disrespectful to a 10-1 Philly team. Turns out it wasn't disrespectful at all, was it?
No, it was not at all. And the Niners took care of business today. It was very, very impressive. You saw it, from all sorts of domination. I did think that Philly looked a little tired. This is their third game in the last 13 days. But to me, Philadelphia, what was shocking was the run game and the lack of stopping the run. They ran for 46 yards. This is supposed to be an elite offensive line with some great runners, including their quarterback. Couldn't do it. And on the flip side, they gave up 146. Again, you want to talk about the strength of this team. It's their front seven on defense. It's their offensive line on offense. And those units today were dominated, point blank, at home. Now, again, it's an excuse, but I do think they looked a little tired here. But I'm a bit nervous if I'm the Eagles right now, just because defensively all year they've been poor in their secondary. Statistics will show that. But what they've been great at has been stopping the run. Until this little gauntlet of games, they've given up 173, 168, and then today 146 yards. If you can't stop the run and you can't stop the pass, this team's going to be in for a very tough time.
Sobering game for the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Pack moved to 6-6. They grabbed that final wild card spot. So the Packers. First of all, let's talk about the officiating. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about the officiating on that final drive.
I mean, you look at I understand the late hit because it's Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is the only guy who gets that call.
Right.
Technically, is he heading out of bounds? Sure. But on the flip side, you can't, the old saying, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
That's a blatant PI. So, yes, you gave him 15, or there's some gray area on the late hit, but there's no doubt about it. He plays right through the back. He's early. And you can't tell me that the Chiefs are most likely to score if they're sitting around the 10-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
And they got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's his moment.
Would have changed everything for sure. But, hey, the Packers, they lost 4 in a row. Now they've won 4 of 5. What has changed for this team? Is it just Jordan Love finally turning into the quarterback that the Packers thought he would be?
It really is. This man has played incredible. And to be honest with you, the last few weeks I wasn't 100% sure about him because he played some weak defenses. But what I love tonight is how great he was pre-snap. You look at these plays right here. They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which is led by Steve Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, who's known for a variety of exotic pressures. And you see here, boom, under center. He knows exactly what he's doing. He alerts to the play he wants, comes back, delivers an absolute dart. Here we go, 3rd and 5, same sort of thing. Wait for it. He's looking around. It's a bit of a weird front here. Alerts the play to what he wants to go. We got a small motion. Play gets off in time. Knows there's 1 second left when he snaps the ball. Is able to extend the play and knows where his third option is. Boom, touchdown. Again, this is stuff that you never saw him doing at the beginning of the year. We were struggling to just throw the ball at the beginning of the year. Now, all of a sudden, he's going up against Steve Spagnuolo's defense and saying, I got everything for you. Again, here's another pressure. This is a great play by Christian Watson, but it's the matchup he wanted to take. Jordan Love could not have played better, and this is not an easy defense to prep for. So when I see a guy who can come out here, make those pre-snap reads, know exactly where he wants to go with the ball. He is a completely different player at the beginning of the year, and the Packers are now a dangerous team.
Even that last play, him hanging that extra second in the pocket, just that 1 extra second to make sure he could deliver the football. Pretty impressive. You talk about the Chiefs, though. you've been saying it all year. There's just that element of sloppiness to their offense, and it continued on Sunday night.
Yes, and it cost them the game. And what I wonder is, you lost Eric Bieniemy, your offensive coordinator. Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator now. He doesn't necessarily call the plays, but he's responsible for the detail. First and foremost, this illegal shift was awful. I mean, it was so bad. I hadn't even seen anything like this. And you look at some of the other plays that they missed on today. Here you go. This should be wide open, but MVS is bending it in. Patrick Mahomes not expecting him to be there. Again, you talk about details. That's a difference for this offense right now. Yeah. Sky Moore here is expecting a back shoulder throw from Patrick Mahomes. That's why you see him slow down. If you're watching this at home and you're thinking, why did Sky Moore stop running? So he's giving himself a throw to his back shoulder. Patrick Mahomes thinks he's taking it over the top. Yeah. Ends up being an interception. Why do they consistently make these kind of mistakes this late in the year when you have such a veteran quarterback who is the best player in the NFL? I'm not putting it on Mahomes' shoulder. I don't think it's him. Mm-hmm. I think it's somebody else. Who it is, I don't know yet.
Maybe they're missing Bieniemy more than they thought they would. But here's the situation in the NFC. So the Packers move into that final wild card spot. Same records as the Vikings. Rams and Seahawks also 6-6. LA holding the tiebreaker. Eagles still in first, just one game up on the Niners and Lions. And speaking of the Lions, Luke, they get the win. They were outscored 21-10 after the first half. Does this Lions team have a chance of winning meaningful games if their offense can't put up like 30-plus points every game?
You nailed it. The offense has to score 30 because this defense is not stopping anyone good.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at teams they might have to play in the playoffs, and you're talking about San Francisco. They're going to score a bunch of points against this offense. You're talking about Philly. They will score a bunch of points against this defense. Excuse me. I mean, next up, you're looking at the Rams. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I just want to put something on the Lions map here. There's a potential that this home playoff game, how fitting would this be? Don't be mad at me, Lions fans. There's a potential that you will see Matt Stafford at home in round 1 of the playoffs.
Oh, man.
And Matt Stafford will come in there, for all you Lion fans that mistreated him for all those years, and probably throw for 400 and knock you out of the playoffs.
Or maybe it's the Jared Goff revenge game.
Could be.
Maybe.
I actually would love that matchup.
Wouldn't that
for that
be amazing?
reason.
I mean, that would be an amazing matchup to see that.
It is unfortunate on a serious note, though. If the Lions had a better defense, they would be a contender with the Niners, with the Eagles, with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But you're asking this offense to basically play turnover-free football and score 35. That's what you're going to need because the defense clearly cannot stop anyone.
Look who's the top team now in the AFC, Luke, with that Chiefs loss. It is now Mike McDaniel's Miami Dolphins.
I think it's the sprinting he does on and off the field. That's got the good vibes.
They're tied with Baltimore. By the way, the Jags could match them with a Monday Night Football win. And the Indianapolis Colts still hanging tight there.
In the playoffs right now.
It's crazy to think about. 3 of the 5 teams, by the way, in front of the Bills in the wild card chase, they lost. So we're talking about, Pittsburgh, and Kenny Pickett might be done for the year. Broncos quarterback situation's a disaster, even though we both clearly love Joe Flacco. And the Broncos finally lose. So it ended up basically as well as it possibly could for a Buffalo Bills team that needed that boost.
You said it. You want to know who had the best week in the AFC? The Buffalo Bills. They got to sit at home.
Yep.
They got to rest up a little bit. And they have to win tough games, but they got a clear path to get in. I mean, even Pittsburgh, the Browns, the Broncos. Could we see the Colts slipping up again? Of course. Yeah. Could we see the Texans potentially losing a game? Of course. Now, we all know the Bills have a very, very tough schedule, but they can beat good teams. They just need to not beat themselves.
That's right, exactly.